Hi there, I'm Ben, an RV technician here at Lichtsinn RV, and today I'm going to show you how to winterize a Travato 59G Winnebago. Okay, so a couple things you're going to need to get started. We're going to need some RV antifreeze. Make sure it's RV antifreeze, not automotive antifreeze. There is a difference. One's toxic, one's non-toxic. So at least 2 gallons, maybe 3, all depends how much you use. You will need either the hose that came with it or a different hose that's cut off that you made, but this would work. A lot of times the hose that comes with it, you'll hook up and you'll have to cut the top off of the RV antifreeze. I actually have a different hose that I have an end cut off that fits in there, but you can use the hose that came with it. Have some paper towels to clean up after yourself, wiping up all the RV antifreeze. And then you'll also want the blue hose that comes with the coach, that little accordion hose for winterizing. Okay, so that's just a couple things you're gonna need to winterize. Now we'll go inside and I'll show you a couple things we do prior to getting everything hooked up. Okay, starting off inside, what I like to do is very first, down underneath the shower here, there's a panel. We're gonna take that off. Right there, there's actually 2 low point drains in here. They're way down here, hard to see. Hot and cold. Let me just open them quick. Okay, so I just open those quick. That helps, you know, drain some of the water out of the system. Makes it so we're not diluting our RV antifreeze as much. The next thing I like to do is come underneath the sink here. And so under here we have a drinking water filter. I always like to dump it first just to get rid of that water again so we're not diluting that antifreeze. Take this off here. Then we'll just dump it down the sink. All right, then you'll put the canister back on. We will dump this again when we're all the way done to get all that RV antifreeze out of it. Okay, now after you put the canister back on, just make sure all your faucets, everything are closed on the inside. Same with the low point drains. Now after I've bled it out, I'm gonna actually close those. So I'm gonna close that drain, close that drain. So now that they're closed, now we can go back out back and we'll actually get the RV antifreeze all hooked up. Okay, now that we're back out back, we're actually gonna get our hose hooked up, get our antifreeze all hooked up. Okay, again, this is the hose I made, just has an end cut off of it. You can use the one that came with it. We're gonna hook this up right to where our freshwater inlet is, the city water fill. So I'm gonna hook that right up to here. And this is the hose that's actually gonna draw the antifreeze into the coach. Right there. Now we're gonna take a jug of antifreeze, open it. There, actually, I'll put it with this one. Just put your hose in there. Okay, so now on these valves here, we want to set the valves to winterize. So winterize is going to be that way, sideways, sideways. So we're just matching that picture that's up there. That turns on the siphon hose, shuts the water tank off, allows us to actually suck the RV antifreeze in. Okay, so now once we have that hooked up, RV antifreeze all there, we can actually turn our water pump on right here. So I'll turn that on, and then I'm just gonna hook this hose up right here again. Open the hot side, and I'm just gonna spray until I get a nice steady stream of pink coming out. It won't take too long. It's just gotta circulate through the lines quick, and then it will come out. All right, so now we're gonna spray and just till there's a nice steady stream of pink coming out. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut that hot off and I'm gonna turn cold on. And then again, I'm gonna spray until you get a nice steady stream of pink coming out. Just like that, we'll shut that off. Okay. And then at this time you can either change bottles or you can go inside and then come back out to change bottles. I'm going to change bottles really quick just so we don't have to come back out as much. So I'll go there, put it there. Okay, so now that I'm ready here, I'm gonna go inside and we're gonna get the fixtures inside winterized. Okay, now that we're back inside, we are going to winterize the fixtures inside. We'll start in the bathroom. So let's go here to the toilet. I'm gonna push the foot pedal just until you get a nice steady ring of pink coming out. Just like that. Okay, now we'll go to the shower right here. So I'm gonna turn cold on. And again, just run it till you get nice. We're looking for a nice steady ring of, a little flow of pink coming out, just like that. That was cold, now we'll come over to hot. There we go, nice and flow of hot there too. Okay, shut that off. Now we're gonna do the bathroom sink also, same thing. Open up the cold, nice and pink. Open up the hot, nice and pink flow. Okay, now we'll go up to the kitchen. So right down below me here in the kitchen, we actually have the preheat mixer valve. What I like to do is just hit that really quick, just to get some antifreeze drawn through that line, that circulation line. And then now we can go up to the faucet. Go here and open that. Nice steady pink. Go to hot side. Nice steady pink line coming up. Pink water. Okay, so we'll shut that off. Now we can shut our water pump off from right in here, up at the panel. So I can shut that off. Now what I like to do is kind of reverse this. So now we're gonna go back down to these low point drains underneath the shower. So I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna open those back up. Just like that. That's gonna help me get some of this RV antifreeze out of the system. Again, once we pump RV antifreeze into the system, it's done its job. So really we can get as much out as possible. The RV antifreeze is just pushing the water out, is all it's there for. It can actually be bled out if you want to. It's not gonna hurt being in the lines. It doesn't hurt if you get it all out of the lines either. So I open these, and then what I do after that is I'm gonna come under the stovetop here. There's a drinking water filter in here. So that drinking water filter, now I'm gonna take, and this is the second time we're emptying this. This one's kind of important. So we want to dump this out, because even though there's RV antifreeze in there, it still can freeze and break. So we want this empty when we put it away for storage, or when we winterize it. So now we can put that back up there. And if you do have your filter in there, just take your filter out prior to winterizing. We don't really want the filter in there. You'll ruin your filter, plus you won't know when you have pink coming out, because it just actually takes all the pink out of it. So once you got that, once you do the faucet up here, okay, another thing that we have to do is make sure we drain our water heater. So we're gonna lift up the seat here. There's this little tray that comes out. Really hard to see. So it's down around the corner all the way to the front. There's actually a yellow handle on it. Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to see down there, but I'm gonna reach down there and I'm gonna flip that yellow handle open. Just like that, and now that whole water heater is actually gonna drain out. We wanna make sure we get that drained, because that will freeze and break. So now that we're draining that, let's head outside. Okay, now I came out back again, and pretty much we just came out here. Now what we're gonna do is just pretty much unhook our hose. If you want to, you can put the valves back in normal operation into dry camp. Another thing to note, anytime I put this in winterizing, we are bypassing the water heater. So once I go to winterizing, we're not gonna be pumping anything into that water heater. Otherwise, we'd be putting 3 gallons in that water heater. So winterize, you're bypassed. Other than that, unhook your hoses, take your rags, go clean all your sinks up, clean any antifreeze that we spilt, just so it doesn't stain. Yeah, other than that, that's about all there is to winterizing a Winnebago Travato 59G.